Hey everyone, it's nice to have you here today. We're going on an odyssey of growth and happiness, and that's my personal journey. My name is Omu Obilor. I run Thrive with Omu, and it's been an amazing journey and an odyssey indeed. And so, what is this about? I'm hoping that at the end of the day, you would embrace your passion and let it ignite the rest of your life and align with the things that you're looking to achieve. And I started out as a coach, a confident young girl who knew what she wanted, never afraid. And something happens to a greater number of us, and I'm sure it's happened to you. Life just happens. We get all entangled with the day to day life, with all that is happening, and we never really stop to think. And you know how life has programmed us, and we've programmed ourselves to think that, okay, it's time to graduate from school, and it's time to get a job, and it's time to get married, and it's time to have children, and it's time to take care of the children. Never at some point do you stop and ask yourself, what are my passions? What exactly makes me happy? What what is it that excites me? What am I living for? What's my purpose? We never really stop to ask ourselves that question. And when we do, we never really just follow it through. Some even think it's impossible to achieve those dreams or those passions that we have because we feel, oh, time has gone or life has happened, so it's too late, we can't do anything about it. That's not true. So I want you to sit back, take your pen, and listen to this. So I started, and at some point, I I just totally lost it. On the face of it, everyone saw a successful, thriving young lady. Deep down, I knew that something was certainly wrong and something just wasn't working. And so that passion in me for personal development, that passion in me to succeed, fueled my quest for more. It fueled my quest for more, and I started digging deep. And I went on a long self discovery journey. And that is the first thing anyone must do, irrespective of your age or where you think you're at. Sit down and have those conversations with yourself. I had those conversations with myself. I asked myself what I wanted, where I was, where I wanted to be. And the journey, throughout that journey, and it's still a journey, throughout that process, what actually did the major turning point for me was sitting down to identify what my values were. And a lot of us think about what our values are, but we never really sit down to write it and knock it down and question it and challenge it. And so I went on that journey and I wrote down what my values were. When you write your values, you ask yourself, am I living those values? There were a lot of values that I thought I had. And when I on that journey, I realized that I wasn't living them. So it's impossible to say that one of your values is keeping to time, for instance, and you are always late. It's accountability cannot be your value and you are not accountable. So it is okay for it to be an aspirational value, which was what I found out. So a lot of them were aspirational values. And then I started working on different things and different processes to turn them into my core values. And that was the major part of that journey. And I started building on these values and mapping my whole life around it and chasing my passion. I knew what my passion was. When you know what your passion is, you are able to develop skills, develop the grit to pursue that passion. You truly will not be living your ultimate best life if you are not following your passion and you're not living by your core values. Now, when I talk about living your best life, there are a lot of misconceptions. So, Even in doing the self-discovery, you say to yourself, okay, I don't want to sound proud, I don't want to sound arrogant, I don't want to sound like I have it all. No one has it all, but if you think you have it all, why shouldn't you say you have it all? And if you're living your best life, why shouldn't you say you're living your best life? Now, living your best life doesn't mean that you have all the cash. It doesn't mean that you've reached your ultimate goals. It doesn't mean that you have no cares in the world. No, on the contrary, it means that you have the cares in the world, you have goals to reach, you have aspirations, and you are living through it. You can identify it, you're pursuing it actively and positively. You need to know yourself to grow yourself. You cannot get to your destination if you don't know where you're coming from. You can't get to your destination if you don't know where you're going. So it's important to have that conversation and know where you're going. When the when the downtimes come, when the challenges come, because you know where you're going to, because you know your passion, because you know your purpose, because you've worked on your values, you are able to deal with those challenges. Will they come? Yes. Actually, a whole load of them, a truckload of them, because you are on a mission, and a purposeful one at that. So what are you doing? What are those things that have been holding you back and you think that you can't do? Why? What exactly is holding you back? And why do you think it's holding you back? Do you think that life has happened to you? Life hasn't happened to you. Life has happened for you. So when you have those situations when you're wondering, oh, why me? Maybe you should ask yourself, why not me? And when you have those difficult situations and you're trying to understand what exactly is going on, sit down, process it, and take away the lessons. I say to people that I don't fail, I learn. When a failure, or when I hate to use the word failure, when something doesn't go right, I say to myself, that's just one more thing, one more way it cannot work. So, what are the million other ways that it can work? And then you begin to tweak. That is what a journey is. Let's create a scenario. So, I'm traveling. I live in Lagos, Nigeria, by the way, and I'm traveling to America. Now, I buy a ticket. I choose an airline. Obviously, I'm choosing the airline for different reasons, either because of the cost, or I think it's very comfortable, or I think it's going to take me there fastest, or I think they're very safe. But whatever it is, I trust that the airline is going to take me from Lagos to JFK, and then I embark on that journey. I sit in the plane, and I am sure that the pilot will take me from where I'm going to from where I am to where I'm going. Now, this is the journey of your life. Who is the pilot of that life? You. Who is in charge of buying the ticket? You. Who is deciding where you're going to? You. And how come you're trusting every other person about the journey in your life? You're trusting every other person, you're trusting every other situation, you're trusting other values, and you're not trusting the one single person that matters, which is you. Now that is trusting yourself. Now, just like the plane example, you trust the pilot. The pilot has a responsibility. So he's gone to piloting school, he's taking courses, he's taking lessons, he's taking precautions, he's in control, he's developed different aspects of his life to make him capable to drive that plane. What are the lessons? What have you taught yourself? What skills have you developed to get yourself to ride the plane, to pilot that journey of your life? That is what I want to ask you. What is that skill, or what are those skills? What have you developed? What are you doing to pilot the journey of your life? So now I'm saying to you that yes, you can do it. Go out there, do it, and make progress. Thank you very much. My name is Omu Obilor once again.